Parliament for us now. Bulelani, good evening to you. What warning came out today from the SABC's management? What were they saying in Parliament?
Well, good evening to you, Stephen, and to the viewers. Essentially, it's been a frank and honest assessment of the organization, and the admission is that the organization is facing a liquidity crisis. And one, the issue of going concern remains a big problem for the organization. Two, we cannot even acquire sports rights which generate revenue because of the liquidity crisis. And the third thing is that the company cannot even maintain buildings, which poses a risk to its employees. And the fourth thing is that the company's Intellectual Property Commission has also issued a notice, warning the SABC about its, reckless trading practices as well as trading under insolvency. And the group CEO, Mr. Ndabeni-Abrahams, did actually say this is a serious matter. But the last thing that the group CEO did mention is that the cash flows of the organizations have been depleted. We are unable to pay some of the suppliers, and we cannot even commission some of the new content which actually generate revenue. So in a nutshell, that's what the situation is like.
The minister was there as well. She almost seemed to intervene in some way. What was she saying about this situation?
Well, look, Stephen, I think the warning of the SABC has been coming, since last year under the previous board, where they did indicate that day zero, which is the time when the SABC will be unable to pay salaries, is expected at the end of March. And now chickens are coming home to roost, and the minister has actually, said that they are in discussions with the SABC as well as National Treasury to ensure that National Treasury gives the SABC a shot in the arm in the form of an interim relief. Of course, that will come in a form of recapitalization, but of course, that money will only be used to actually, settle debts as well pay for other necessities of the SABC. That will then lead to the SABC having at least more money from its coffers to actually use that money to actually pay staff salaries.
Well, Bulelani, then there's a much bigger conversation about what the SABC will look like going forward, particularly about retrenchments. Did MPs talk about that? Did they go into what will happen after this immediate crisis?
Well, look, Stephen, in the longer scheme of things, I think there's two issues that maybe you might be interested in. The first one is that this interim relief by the National Treasury is just a short-term measure of ensuring that the SABC remains afloat. Of course, there is a main government guarantee that the SABC is seeking. And of course, the National Treasury has been actually consistent in saying that that particular guarantee can only be, approved once certain conditions have been complied with. And at the moment, the group CEO did indicate that actually some of those compliance issues have not been met. And a new thing also that we've heard today is that the figure that the SAB is seeking for a government guarantee is to the tune of 6.8 billion rand. And the second issue that, going forward, we'll have to look forward to is that the announcement by the group CEO to the committee is that the issue of the Section 189 process, which includes, amongst other things, the retrenchments, has actually been stopped. But the question is whether will the incoming board actually resuscitate that matter or actually put it to bed for good.
Bulelani Philip in Parliament, thank you very much indeed. Our reporter there, Tsepiso, has more for you.